The Asma Show.
Hi everyone, so it's 3 in the morning and I finished episodes 7, 8, and 9. So basically they had to play this game where they had to be numbered from 1 to 16 because there was only 16 members left in the game. And basically the game is, one is glass and one is I think bulletproof glass or something like that, stainless steel glass. Long story short, Pick Me Girl manages to finally die with Loan Shark Guy. So basically her and Loan Shark died together because she was a scorned woman, and she said something like, out of all the things that I've regretted in my life, the one thing was being in the bathroom with you doing you know what. And honestly, lady, I feel really sorry that you had to learn this lesson in the middle of a very deadly game. So then she basically fell on her death with this man, but then there was actually a guy who worked with glass. At the very end of the game, he started like looking through the glass and started jumping onto it because he could see the different type of glass from the reflection of the light. And basically, like, I think it was either Gihoon or the glasses guy, one of them said something like, oh my god, why didn't you tell anybody from the beginning? And he said, why should I? All those people wanted to kill off everybody anyway. But basically glasses guy, at the very end when there was only one glass to choose, the guy, he was getting nervous, the glass manufacturer, because they turned off the light because they realized he was kind of cheating, seeing which glass was what. And then basically glasses man pushes this man to his death, and then basically the three of them won, and there was only 3 people left, and then it's just Nikki from Hyphen, Gihoon, and glasses guy. And then basically finally Gihoon and glasses guy have a confrontation where they basically fight. And then they're like, oh, and then finally glasses guy drops the act and stops pretending to care about Gihoon, and then talks about how he is slow and he doesn't understand anything and he's an idiot and he doesn't understand, basically saying what he truly felt about Gihoon from the beginning. And then Gihoon is like, well, you can talk about me and look down on me all you want, but why are you here? You're the one with all the success, all of the praise, all of the titles, but then you're here playing the exact same game that I am. And then basically, like, they fight it out, and then Gihoon keeps calling Glasses Man a psychopath because, let's be honest, he really is. Gihoon and Nikki from Hyphen and Glasses Man, they win, so they eat some steak, but then Nikki from Hyphen is really injured and she's bleeding out really bad, so she's gonna die. So what happened was, she was already bleeding out, but then Glasses Man literally lost his mind, and then he basically kills her, like slits her throat, and then Gihoon freaks out. And then the final game they had to play was the Squid Game, and then when they played the Squid Game, it was a very close match where they got stabbed all sorts of places, but then Gihoon, he managed to win. And then he was basically dropped off in the middle of the street with a credit card in his mouth, but then he goes to his own mother's house, and then his mother is dead. Basically the diabetes caught up to her and she had untreated diabetes. So after that, it says 1 year later, and then he ends up getting a card that tells him to go to a location in a fancy building, and then basically he walks up there and guess who's alive? The old man from earlier, you know, the guy from the very beginning. You know that guy? He was alive the entire time. So old man, he basically said, hey, I was the one that started this whole shooting Squid Game nonsense. And then he basically makes up some BS about how rich people's lives become meaningless, and then he was comparing human beings being bet on the way Gihoon was betting on horses. And he said that something about Gihoon made him feel alive and made him feel something that he hasn't felt as a kid by playing the Squid Game. And then basically for a whole year he refused to use any of the money in his account. He felt guilty about all the people that lost their lives because of it. So then finally, after talking to the old man, he turns his life around. He dyes his hair this ugly red color. I was just like, don't you dare. And he ended up dyeing his hair that ugly color. But anyways, after he dyed his hair, he went to the orphanage that Nikki from Hyphen's brother lives in. He takes the boy to the glasses guy's mom, and then gives her a big suitcase filled to the brim with all sorts of money. And then he's about to take an airplane, and he's walking around the airport when he sees Goblin, Train to Busan guy, slapping someone else. And then he realizes that every year, like clockwork, almost 500 random desperate people who really need the money are going into that game, so the game repeats itself. So then Goblin Guy, he catches Gihoon looking at him, and then he's like and then he goes on the train, and then he looks at him and he's like, and then bye Goblin, we don't want to see you again. Literally imagine getting paid to slap somebody and then go, please sign me up, I can do it too. And that was his whole role, to slap people. I can't, nope. But the person was like, just take that plane. And I was so scared because I was like, how do they know that he's planning to take a plane to go see his daughter? And then he was like, and then he turns around and doesn't take the plane. Now, I don't know if I'm slow, but why did you not take the plane to see your daughter? Because you literally told your daughter you were going to go to see her and go to that plane, but you didn't go on that plane. Instead, you turned around and you were walking like you were going to do something about this whole Squid Game fiasco. It's like there's something, I just don't think Nikki from Enhypen needed to die. And I don't think it was necessary to have only one person win the entire game. I don't think that was necessary. I really like how I predicted that Glasses Guy Sungwoo, his character was trash from the beginning. I knew it from the jump. I remembered I kept talking about how I didn't like his character, I didn't like him, but then when he finally died in the very last round, I was like, thank God he died in the last round, because Ali deserved better, because he literally won fair and square. He won fair and square, and the very last moments of his death, he had to realize that the person he really looked up to and respected really stabbed him in the back. But yeah, that is my series review of First Shrimp Game. I really liked it, and I hope you guys really liked this video. And I really like this movie series, this TV series. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye. You go